Hello, welcome to Dundro's podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today, for our weekly Mecha anime review, we're finally reviewing Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, a 2007 sci-fi anime, which was created by Gainax, put out there by Bandai Entertainment, and the cast is, and I'm talking about the English cast, Hebert as Kamina, Yuri Lowenthal as Simon, which it's funny because when I first watched the anime, I watched back in the day, I watched the sub, so I thought his name was Simon, and they were just pronouncing it weird, but I guess it's supposed to be Simo. You got Johnny Young Bosch, aka the Black Power Ranger, which I was trying to watch the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie yesterday. Couldn't get that far. Johnny Young Bosch as Rasu, Steve Blum as Liron. You got Bridget Hoffman as Mia Peplum. Sorry, they're showing me the Japanese cast as well. Oh, my dog's barking. Well, that was pretty much all the important people. I'm just gonna go check up on my dog. Yeah, sorry about that. My dog just heard me talking and wanted to play, I guess. So, the story for this anime is that there's this character named Simon who, they don't really specify his age. I would say he's probably around 12. Simon is a digger for his village, which is Iha village, if I remember correctly, and this village lives underground. They're a subterranean society that survives off pig moles, and this which is funny because the main character has his pet pig mole named Buta, who in the show never grows up, despite the fact, like, the main character is an old man at the end of the show, and Buta's still the same size, right? And he's a digger. His parents died when there was an earthquake and the ceiling fell on top of them. People don't really know why in this society why they live underground and not on the surface. It's just something that they're used to, I guess. I don't know. But like he is best friends with the village troublemaker Kamina, who's this loud, bombastic character who someday wants to go to the surface because his dad's there, right? And whenever Simon doesn't believe in himself, Kamina always gives him motivation. Always gives him, like, there's this famous speech in this anime: don't believe in yourself, believe in me who believes in you. Or I forget how it goes. It's like, Simon, don't believe in the Simon that believes in you, believe in Kamina that believes in you, or some shit like that. So it goes somewhere along that line. And throughout the show, you'll hear variations of that famous speech in this anime, which kind of got a little annoying at times. So eventually, what ends up happening is Simon finds this tiny robot that's the shape of a head called Lagann, pilots it when a giant robot falls from the ceiling and attacks. Simon and Kamina get inside Lagann and defeat it, and decide to leave Iha village and go to the surface, right? Where they encounter other humans, like Loco, the sexy sniper from Littner, Keaton and his sisters of the black siblings. And what's going on in this show is humanity was forced to live underground because the beastmen run supreme of the surface, which the beastmen pilot these giant robots called gunmen, which the main torso of these robots are always a face of some kind, right? And our main characters steal their own gunmen, pilot them, and fight the beastmen who are under the leadership of the Spiral King, who looks very humanoid himself, right? And the Spiral King has four generals that each have their own armies and walking battleships that our characters must fight. And also there's a rival character called Viral, who's a very humanoid looking beastman that becomes the rival of Simon and Kamina, right? What's really cool about this show is that it's not like your typical mecha anime. This show it feels very much like a battle shonen, where our characters, like the threats keep escalating and our characters get more and more powerful as the show goes on, right? As the show goes on, to the point where like halfway through the show, our characters defeat the main bad guy and then find out that that he wasn't the real villain of the show. The real villains are these aliens who want to wipe out mankind because of their spiral power, which is spiral power is the power source of the gunmen, which turns out to be unironically fighting spirit. Fighting spirit is the ultimate fucking force of the galaxy, and the alien race fear that it might destroy the universe, right? So our characters have, like, after a time skip, they start creating this like utopian society that's kind of like ours, and because of, like, you know, bureaucracy and stuff, our characters have to deal with politics, and, like, you know, there's a coup d'etat where our main character of the pilot of Gurren Lagann, which is basically Lagann who combined with another gunman to become Gurren Lagann, the ultimate fighting robot, because like he made a mistake while fighting the aliens, was forced to go on trial to get executed. Right? He becomes the leader of humanity, is forced to give himself up to be executed, to become a scapegoat to placate everyone. So I felt like, there was some, like, you know, political messaging there. Obvious, and people might think the show has some anti-religious messages in the anime because, you know, you have one character who was Rasu, who was part of this religion that turned out to be fake, that was just to justify, you know, sacrificing people to keep the population low in his village where the resources were low. And he takes that mentality throughout the show, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop recapping the anime, right? So, the anime is over the top battle shonen with giant robots, to the point where the robots just keep getting bigger and bigger, to the point where when I thought they were gonna stop when Gurren Lagann became a giant battleship, space battleship. No, it gets even bigger from there, which I couldn't fucking believe it, man. Oh my god. And the show is famous for how they sacrifice, how one of the most popular characters of the show is killed off in, like, I think it was like episode 7 or 8, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was episode 7. And he becomes this, like, I don't know what, he becomes like the Christ figure of the show, where, like, everybody's like, what would that character do? And like there's constant flashbacks, and like you see his ghost one time help our characters when they get put in this like dream-like state, and they're all stuck in their like happy worlds, and he has to snap them out of it so they can go back and fight the villain. Which that reminded me of Space Battleship Yamato, which the show basically turned after the halfway point. The show basically turns into Space Battleship Yamato, where like there's this episode where like they're channel surfing, and you see like a scene. Well, it's like they animated it themselves, but like it's a scene basically from Space Battleship Yamato. Which, if you're a Mecha fan and you're like, I don't want to watch Space Battleship Yamato because there's no giant robots, trust me, dude, the show is awesome. Just watch it. Alright. One thing I forgot to mention is the music for this show is amazing. Trust me, go on YouTube and type in Libra Me from Hell. The best fucking anime song ever, man. Who would think that you combine rap with like epic orchestra music and it would sound like amazing, right? And also, if you just type in "row row fight the power," you can probably find the song too. Which there's some really cool matchups, right? Check out Hell No Dochi's matchup of Libra Me from Hell, and I think he matched it up with like Guts theme, or like not Guts theme. Like no, it was from like an NM song. It was great. My problems with the show, which the animation for the show, I forgot to mention, and the aesthetics and the comedy was all great, but the problem with the show is because the animation was so cool, right? They blew their budget by like episode 15, so like episode 16, which I forgot to mention, this is a 27 episode show, which is a very weird number, but I think that's probably because of episode 16, right? Where episode 16 is basically a compilation episode where they show you some behind the scenes and they play you like clips from the earlier episodes, right? Which that episode, you can almost skip it, except for I think they show you a preview of what happens next. They show you like there's like a scene of what from after the time skip in episode 16. It's hard to tell because I was basically binge watching this on Netflix, which the show's on Netflix, by the way. I don't think it. I think it got discontinued, and like the only way you can watch it is on Netflix or online, which sucks. They need to put like Discotek or whoever, Sentai, Filmworks, whoever needs to buy the rights to put this out on Blu-ray, because I need to have this in my collection, right? So basically, this anime is the best anime ever. It's the best mecha anime that's come out in the last, I would say, 20 years or so. So you have to watch this. This is the best anime ever. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Though personally, I was not a huge fan of how basically a lot of the side characters who you barely got to know all pretty much died all at once, right, in one of the episodes. And then like the second coolest character in the show, besides from the one character who died, who I'm not gonna spoil, like dies in a pretty stupid way, and then like, you know, they do a fake out, but it's still like, fuck, man, I really wanted that character to live, especially since he started to get like a romance thing going on with Yoko, the sexy sniper of the show. Which there's a lot of jokes with Yoko and about her cleavage, right? Also, I really like the Dragon Ball Z thing where like a lot of the villains, some of the villains of the show become good guys. you know, later on, like viral, and the Spiral King himself, which was like, holy fucking shit, dude. And by the way, if you're one of those people who love, like, you know, like powerful characters, like you love like ultra powered, like, you know, ultra powered characters, which I'm not a huge fan of that, but you know, it's cool when it's used well. The mecha at like Gurren Lagann at the end of the show probably becomes the most powerful mecha ever in history. Though people say Space Runaway Avion is the most powerful, I think Gurren Lagann probably the most powerful mecha ever. Though I never finished watching like Space Runaway Avion. I think I stopped after like on episode 48 or whatever. Like I didn't watch like the last 2 episodes because I wanted to, like, you know, because I watched it online and there was news that like somebody was gonna put it out on Blu-ray, which is already out on Blu-ray, which I'm gonna buy and review on this show. So because this is the best mecha anime ever, I feel like I'm going to need to put this show, my weekly mecha anime show, on hiatus because this show is so fucking awesome. A lot of shows that I'm going to review from now on are going to seem like crap by comparison. So after my next review, where I'm going to review Megazone 23 Part 3, the final film in the series, though I think they make OVAs after that or whatever. We're going to take a break, and we're going to go on a hiatus for like, I would say like a month, maybe 2. And when I'll put it on the playlist on the channel, the weekly mecha anime reviews playlist, like on hiatus. So when that gets removed, that's when you'll know, hey, we're not on hiatus anymore. I'm going to continue reviewing mecha anime. Alright, guys. Alright, peace.